Good morning everyone, my name is Wang and today I will do a presentation about the issue should government allow anyone carry weapons on campus. So before I start my own arguments, I want to show you some background information about this issue. So campus shooting in US history. Here is a very famous case happened in Virginia Tech High School. On April 16, 2007, a student's name is Su Hui Chao, shooting and killing 32 students and hurting another 70 people. And this case is very famous because he is also a landmark case in the US criminal justice system. So let's just see the criminal. Here's the guy. The effect about the Virginia Tech case that after this case happened, President George W. Bush has changed the guns law in US history in the guns control laws during the more than decades, and this change is the biggest one, and it's about the government department officers need to check the background and the formal medical histories on gun holders to make sure that the guns are in the right hands of the people. So you may say that the Virginia Tech School is far away from Colorado and it could not happen here, but just look like this. This girl named is Claire Davis. She was killed on December 21st, 2013 and in a campus shooting in a high school. So this tragedy happens time to time. It's now none of their business. It could and it's just happened around us. So how about the consequences about campus shootings? You know, if you have a friend who was killed in a campus shooting case, so what will you feel about this one? You may feel sorrow and panic and pain. So the pain and sorrow is not the worst part. The worst part is just like I mentioned, panic. The panic is just like a virus. It will be spread very quickly among the people. And so if we lose control about the crime of the campus shooting case, that anybody will feel not safe anymore when they are studying at school. This phase and this phase we can see it more oftenly on campus if the things keep worse. So how about solutions? Some critics just point that let students and teachers carry guns on campus to protect themselves and to reduce the crime rate about the campus shooting case. But if that sounds good, I say no. So how about my reasons? The first reason that I have that the guns would make campus feel of danger and panic. And the second one, the policies is still not perfect. And the last one, we have other ways to solve these problems. The guns is not the only way. So you may say, do I lose my mind? Because it sounds good. So here's my evidence. The first one, the student will be fearful if everyone could carry guns on campus. According to a survey in 2007 that 38% of students at 15 different Midwestern colleges, they're against this strategy, and they say that even the laws could allow them to do, they will not carry guns on campus. So the original purpose of the carrying guns is to protect and make sure the safe about the students. So if the students do not agree with that, we should consider it as part as well. So next one, the possible dangerous situations. Have an imagination that you are just having a class and you have an argument just with the person next to you, and suddenly he just took a gun and points at your hand, at your head. So how is your feeling? You will feel very fearful and panic. And if the guns just spread among the campus, that everyone could carry a gun, and the situation will become true. And if it keep going, the campus will become the battlefield of campus shootings, just like this. The other one is that the possible damages will caused by the guns. I mean the major damage about the guns is it will go off. The students, they are lack of the skills on using guns, and they don't know the proper ways to use the gun. So it may cause some damage even they do not want to be. So here's a case can support my idea that at Martin Van Buren School in Sacramento, a gun just go out in the class, but luckily nobody is hurt in this case. But we can't be always lucky, just like we can't always get 3 sevens in casino. You may feel not enough, so here's more. Remember that I have mentioned the second reason about my own argument that this policy is still not perfect at this time. Because nowadays there is over 16 states laws has already published to allow people carrying guns on campus. But the abuse of right to carrying guns on campus is the major problem. Here's a real case happened in Oregon State that the teacher took a gun and just want to take revenge on her ex-husband. After she was custodied, she said he was innocent. She was innocent because the state law allowed her to do so. It's not real and it's very ridiculous. So here's my critique. The next one is also a chance for the potential criminals. If everyone could get a permit to carry guns on campus, it must include the potential criminals. So here I have a conversation from the Reggie Jean Lawson. He is a chief police at the Wake Forest University. He just said if everyone could carry guns, that even the policeman can hardly to distinguish the bad guy and the good guy. So everyone will just looks like wear a mask when they are at campus. So like these roles in a movie that we can see the true face through his mask. Okay, so next, the carry gun strategy did not work well. I have a statistic which taken from a journal article. We can see that from 1997 to 2010, that here is the crime rate on campus, and I just did a little bit calculation and analysis that the average is 12.12 and the maximum is 12.8. Is 12.8 and the minimum is 10.8. We can see that among these 14 years, the crime rate on campus is still goes through about the 12% percentage that we can see the campus crime rate is remain. And also during these 14 years, there has a lot of states have already allowed people carrying guns on campus, but it still not work. So we can just tell from this table. So you want more? Okay. The third reason that I mentioned that we have another options to deal with the campus shooting case and to keep safe of the students. So the first one, the metal detectors and checking the student IDs. This one is very simple way, and if we just set up some checkpoints on every entrance of the campus, that if you do not have student ID, you can't get in through the campus. It will, it will be improved the security level of a campus and to make sure the student could be safe. And this is just the metal detectors. It is very cheap. You can buy it from the Amazon. So next, the guns control, the media control. In recent decades, the high tech is improved very quickly, and even the especially the younger people will spend lots of hours of the day to spend on video games, television, or magazines. So the picture like this is often shows in people's life, and we can see this kid begin to play the video games, and they will easily be affected by the violence and the blood in these video games. So if the things keep going, that this will be the result. So next one, the care of the society and the psychotherapists. Almost in every case of the campus shooting case in US, that the criminals all are younger people and they may just have problems with their daily life or they have some mental disease. If we can just take care about them and to tell them what is the right thing to do and to lead them on the right way, they may not change into a criminal or murderers. So we can have the result that nobody is a born nature criminal or murderers. We just need to help them. So if you have a friend, they have some problems, just give them your hand to help them out and to help them to deal with these hard issues, in case they have some extremely, to become a killer or murderers. Just show them your warm heart. So here is some different voices that basically on these 2 points. The student could protect themselves if they are allowed to carry on guns on campus, and also the armed teacher could stop the crime when it happens. Is that sounds good? Maybe, and look at this face. It may be just loved by me, but it's not real. Indeed, I can't deny that the guns campus could protect the innocent, but the damage that the guns could cause is more than the benefits. The first one, the suicide case will increase instantly. The suicide is the second high possible function could lead a college student to die, and if there are more guns on campus, it means there will be more suicide cases. And also, the teachers do not have the confidence to fight against the criminals in the real life. This one is from Hermosa Jr. He is the founder of a student training system, and he said even the teachers has passed the training course and they have the skills to fight against the criminals, but they still do not have the confidence to fight against them and to stop crime. So the opposite view is just imagination. It's not in reality. So it's not right. So in conclusion, the guns are not belongs to campus, and just like I mentioned that it could bring the panic to campus, and the policies is still a major problem, and I guess it won't be fixed during just in next 5 or 10 years. So we cannot take the risk on students as the test object. And also the most important part, the guns are not the only way. We have other options to deal with the problem, to control the crime rate on campus shooting. But indeed, the strategy about carrying weapons have its own benefits, but the problem is still there. We can't take the risk on that. So the main purpose of my presentation is to introduce my idea about the guns on campus, and by the consequences that what's more here, that if the campus without guns, it will be more peaceful and more safer. Now the student could have a good environment to study and to take the exam and to enjoy their life. And most importantly, everyone deserves to enjoy their most wonderful age, because like ours, just like us, the age is around 20s, so this is the most beautiful life among one people's life. We cannot get back the second time. We have the chances to enjoy our life. And I know it is still a thorny problem to keep the campus 100% safe, but however, we want to see more smile faces on campus, just like this little girl. Okay, so that's all. Thanks for listening.